Yes, France away in the quarterfinals. We've had lots of goals, 7 in the first game. I don't see too many goals in this one, Ashley.
No, on paper we would think that. Obviously Uruguay not conceded yet, and Portugal have conceded a lot, but they do set up nice and defensive. You know, go back to the Euro Championships that they won, they kept quite a few clean sheets, and they do get themselves organised into 2 tight banks of 4. One of the strikers will drop in, leaving Ronaldo up front on his own, so it becomes like a 4-4-1-1 as well. So nice and compact and a deep line, so you might see a little bit of a defensive, a cagey game. But like we've seen, once somebody scores, it's a knockout and things start to open up. So it's all right saying it's cagey until there's an early goal. Yes,
they've relied a lot on their grit as well, Eugene, have Portugal. But as you're saying, is that the template which it's worked for them in the Euros, and that's the one they're not deviating from in this World Cup as well? Nick a goal here and there, perhaps take it to penalties?
I think they understand that they haven't really got the quality that's needed to experiment other kind of formations. So like coach said, they would defend and expect a goal out of the extraordinary.
Okay. Let's look at the lineups for this game then. The game which starts in about 45 minutes from now. Let's start with Portugal. And 3 changes for Portugal from the side that drew 1-1 against Iran in their last group stage game. Bernardo Silva comes in for Ricardo Quaresma. Ricardo Pereira replaces Cedric Soares at right back. And Gonzalo Guedes is preferred up front alongside Ronaldo to Andre Silva. What do you make of these changes, Ashley?
Well, to be honest, the one that comes back in for Uruguay, obviously Eugeneson, he scored the goal, central defender, plays with Godwin at club for Atletico Madrid. They have a real good understanding. So he had a little bit of a knock, and he was always going to come back into that side. Although they kept clean sheets, he's probably been their best defender. Him and Godwin, they complement each other. So that change was expected. Obviously, Portugal's a different story.
Okay, let's just quickly go through that Uruguay lineup, which Ashley was mentioning. Just one change there. Eugeneson coming back, scored a goal in the first game, if you remember. He comes in place of Sebastian Coates. Can't look beyond the 2 men up top, Eugeneson.
Yeah, obviously Suarez and Cavani. Suarez looking more dangerous in the last game. And with Torreira playing, I think he can get a supply for Suarez, and hopefully Cavani chipping in as well.
With those 2 guys up top, Suarez and Cavani, you expect them to get goals.
Well, what you're assured of with those 2 is desire and commitment, and the chase lost causes. So if you're playing against them, it'll be Fonte and Pepe. They know they're going to be in for a game. They don't give you a minute's rest. Suarez, we all know what he'll do to win a game. He'll do absolutely anything, and you'll probably see that tonight. I'm not saying he's going to do anything stupid, but if he has to do something, extraordinary to try and get small percentages, small margins, he'll do that, and he'll do his best to win this match.
If you look at Portugal, the idea has been get the ball to Ronaldo, don't expect him to elbow someone, not get a red card, have him on the park, perhaps he'll get you goals. But interesting battle, Ronaldo versus the 2 Atletico Madrid boys who he knows very well from La Liga.
It's going to be tough for Ronaldo, up front all by himself. Obviously they've played against each other multiple amount of times, and he must know the weaknesses, and they too must be knowing his weakness, so it's going to be a tough fight for him.
Break this down for us tactically, Ashley. What do you think Uruguay need to do? They've got a mean defence. They've not conceded a single goal in this entire tournament. You think that's going to change tonight? Because they're a team which is very solid from the back, and they're very organised, very compact. Can't say the same about Portugal because they've conceded a lot of goals.
I think the difference being Portugal, we know, obviously, it'll be more or less like this. Ronaldo will just sit up front and he'll be partnered with just somebody in behind. The little bit of a difference, I think, with Uruguay, what they did last game, which is why they managed to score 3 goals, is they tried to set up a little bit more of a diamond. This is when they attack, when they have the ball. So they get themselves into this kind of position. Torreira will be at the bottom, Nandez will be at the side. At the top is really important, is Bentancur. He's the one that's going to try and link the balls into the 2 strikers. Obviously, Suarez and Cavani are the 2 strikers. But for me, when they don't get the ball, they'll go almost exactly the same as what Portugal do. So it can be a little bit of a stalemate, but I just think going forward, Uruguay will have a little bit more in the midfield in these kind of areas, whereas Portugal will be a little bit flatter, and you might see them just taking a little bit more opportunities and having a little bit more attacking play rather than Ronaldo feeding on bits for Portugal.
You already heard the coach saying before the game that Ronaldo alone can't win it. All other 22 players have to play around him, or else we're going home.
That's actually wrong, because Ronaldo can win it. We all know what he's got. It needs the other players to defend. He needs to give them stability, and he needs them to give him the supply. But if anyone gets the ball in and around the box, you think it's going to score, it's going to be Ronaldo. He has got the quality to win games on his own. people say that about Messi, it's not quite fired, but a full flying Messi does damage, and so does a full flying Ronaldo. So for me, if they don't concede, they've got a chance, because Ronaldo's always capable of scoring.
His great rival Messi is going home. That'll fire him up to get to the next round, get one more brownie point.
He's motivated enough. I think he knows that it's now or never for him to get this cup. So he wants to achieve that, and he's going to be very, very motivated for this one. I'm just hopeful that the team can support him.
Can his team support him? Can you give us a prediction? Where do you think this one's going, Eugeneson? I'm putting you on the spot.
1-0 Portugal.
1-0 Portugal. That's going to be that kind of a game? Or you think Uruguay have enough?
I think this one could go all the way. We could be seeing extra time here. I think if I had to back a win, I would back Uruguay, but it would not surprise me if this is a draw, the way they're both quite defensive-minded.
If it goes to penalties, that's what suits Portugal a lot. Okay, almost out of time on this edition of Theatre of Dreams. I'm quickly going to show you the schedule for Sunday. The first of the round of 16 clashes on the third Sunday of this World Cup comes from Moscow. The host Russia take on 2010 champion Spain, with both teams struggling after a disappointing end to the group phase. Russia have the home support, Spain have the pedigree. Now the second kickoff is from Nizhny Novgorod and sees dark horses Croatia take on Denmark. Both teams rarely get to the quarterfinals of a World Cup, so expect a lot of intent, especially the Croats, who are looking to emulate the class of 1998. With that, we come to an end of this edition of Theatre of Dreams. Lionel Messi's World Cup dreams are over, but the tournament has seen France in all their splendour, something that was missing earlier on in the tournament. Time for me to thank Ashley Westwood and Eugeneson Lyngdoh. I leave you with a programming reminder to join us at 6:30 p.m. IST on Sunday as we look ahead to those games and also reflect on the result in the Portugal-Uruguay game. They've given their predictions. Let's see how that pans out.